This episode is brought to you by CarterComics.com. It's your one-stop shop for all your comic needs, whether it be graded or raw. Carter Comics has got it all. All you gotta do is go to CarterComics.com, fill your card up with all their amazing comics. Use the discount code FREAKNET, FREAKNET. Save you 10% at checkout. Not only on their website, but also at their eBay account. And the link to eBay can be found on their homepage at CarterComics.com. Again, CarterComics.com is your one-stop shop for all comic needs.
It's time! It's time! It's JFW time!
All right, guys, it's that time to get stuck in the ring with the greatest faction in podcast history. Jazz Freak Wrestling, the JFW Podcast, hosted by Travesty.
And I am the faction slayer, Nubby, the amazing turtle.
Nubby, we're going to have a lot to talk about today. Between, I think there's like 5 shows. Well, technically 6 shows happened last week. We don't really got to cover so much SCW since the roundtable is the following Sunday, but we got like 6 shows coming up this week as well. So like we're like in that weird week, which I think if I looked at it right, it's gonna be like this Monday or Tuesday as we're recording this week is gonna be the heavy one monthly, which is kind of wild. I mean it's exciting too because we're covering so much. But we got like 3 different Frontline Pro shows we gotta cover. Rocket Pro's happening this Saturday as well. CSW happened last Friday. I mean, we got a lot of the shows that we have a lot of information for, and there are a couple that we don't really have the information from. We're not really getting results and info from. I kind of mentioned it before we started recording, and I just want to kind of give a brief shout out because we did miss IWA Productions show from last Friday. We didn't promote it on last week's show, so I apologize for that. We'll make sure we kind of keep tabs on that going forward. For any of those who, first off, are sharing and liking the post that we tag you guys on, we appreciate that. If you happen to be a booker of the company or a promoter of the company and you're listening to this podcast, please send us the schedule for 2025 of your shows. I know some people do book month by month, depending on whatever. But I also know there are some companies that have the entire year scheduled out. So if you're listening to this and you're a booker, an owner, or whatever of the company, or even if you're just a wrestler that knows the dates of the shows, please send it to either JFW Podcast or send it to Nubby or myself. Message it to us so we have it so we can make sure our calendars are updated because we're covering. I think it's like 15 plus shows that we're trying to cover here on our podcast, and they happen so often. So there's a lot of shows that happen Fridays, Saturdays, some Sundays, they do happen, and sometimes we miss it. We want to try to avoid doing that, but that's going to be where you guys come in and help us. So if you could, appreciate it again, send it to JFW's Facebook page or message it to me and Nubby, and we'll make sure that we get our calendar updated. So, Rocket Pro Wrestling, you want to kick it off? Want to end the show with it? Where's your mindset at as far as Rocket Pro goes?
We've been putting them first a lot. Let's main event them this week.
We can make them. That's cool. Let's do that then. Okay, let's start with results then. So last Friday and Saturday last weekend, again, I think there was like 6 shows that we covered that happened. If I look at it real quick here, if I pull up the picture, because again, we do list them off on our Facebook page if you want to ever wonder what shows we're going to talk about. So last weekend was Frontline Pro, Chicago Style Wrestling, Freelance Wrestling, Square Circle Megastars, and IWA Productions. Freelance, Square Circle, IWA Productions, we really don't have any results from, but those did happen this past weekend, and we'll make sure to cover the shows up and coming for that. But On Friday, Frontline Pro had a show up in Wisconsin, while Chicago Style Wrestling did what they do out here in Chicago. So, Nubby, if you want, what we could do, you want to run through Chicago Style Wrestling results, and then we'll hit Frontline results, and we can just roll right into their match cards for this coming week.
It sounds like a plan to me.
Awesome, perfect. That way it gives me time to not talk.
That's your favorite part, not talking.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you're the one that has all the information, man. You're the one that has the hookups and connections to all the people. I mean, I will do some. I saw Hybrid has their stuff out there, and I'll cover that.
Cool.
Yeah, hell yeah. But Chicago Style, Rhino was there.
Rhino was there.
Awesome. So let's talk about the results, and let's talk about Rhino's involvement in the show. Plus, Steve, if you guys don't know, Steve is general manager of CSW, and I'm looking forward to see how he fucked this show up. So.
Things got crazy at the end for sure.
I guess that's a nicer way of saying it. I wonder how the train went off the rails at this show. I don't want to say fucked up. I do love Steve. I know he does his best at what he does. I'm curious to see how the train went off the rails this show. So
I won't say what happened right at this moment.
That's fine.
Because that happened in the main event, but I'll tease it. Something backfired on Steve. I'll just put it like that. In the meantime, he did say something funny during a triple threat match, which I will get to in a little bit. The show started off as usual. We had a pre-show match, which was a tag team match. And if my memory serves me correctly, because, things got a little crazy over the last 2 weeks. So, and I wasn't writing shit down as like I normally do. But the Hype defeated the new guys, I believe. That they wrestled each other. That tag team match happened. And I believe it was the Hype that got the victory. And if you remember, we've talked about them a few times as they were in a Dreamwave.
Yeah, and I think it was a D6 as well.
D6, I believe.
It was the D6 Dreamwave title for title. Was that the new guys, or was that the
new guys were involved in that? I think it could have been the Hype as well.
I'm trying to remember who was Dreamwave Tag Team Champions, because I know they changed hands recently. I'm trying to remember who the tag team champions were for that D6 show. I want to say it was the new guys, but I can't remember it for the life of me.
I want to say it was the Hype that were the Dreamwave champions.
That sounds right.
The new guys were the D6 champions.
That does sound right. I mean, I can easily look it up on the internet because that's what it's there for. But somebody out there can correct me. Yeah, that's fine.
Correct us. We like being corrected.
Yeah, it's rare that I'm wrong. So I know when it's an opportunity to correct me, take advantage of it.
Yeah. And then we had the Futures Battle Royal, which
were you in it?
I was in it. That's a positive. Ropes stayed on. That is also a positive.
That's right.
However, the negative part was I got eliminated. But that's what I get for messing with Gunner Brave. I saved Gunner, but then I went after him, tried to get him eliminated. Well, it is every man for himself. And Gunner Brave, who is a tough competitor, great athlete, I had to try. Had to get rid of him. But he got me out. Like, he muscled me over, then gave me a kick to the face, and then I was done.
Yeah.
And then he went on to win it.
Well, for those of you who don't remember or don't recall, last month, Gunner Brave, no longer part of Rocket Pro Wrestling, lost to Shaq Jordan. So it just makes sense why the most popular wrestler at Rocket Pro Wrestling would try to give a helping hand to a guy who's kind of down on his luck as far as Joliet.
Right.
Which is Joliet, most people are down on their luck. So
there's no denying.
It's not. It's undeniable.
And somehow I knew you were going to say that. Somehow.
Got it. Yeah. You teed it up for me, brother.
I did. I lobbed it. You home run.
Dinger, brother. Dinger.
Yeah.
But awesome. Gunner Brave. Has Gunner Brave been in Future Battle Royals at CSW before?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
And actually Donovan was back in it. Beat him up a little bit. Brendan Balling was in it. A workhorse was in it. Wade Evans. I get to beat him up a little bit. So that was fun.
Oh, where was the other two workhorses at?
Well, the other one is still bleeding somewhere, and the other one's a Janetti, so he doesn't need to show up anywhere.
Well, Evans is definitely proven to be the standout in the group and everything. And I don't want to take anything away from the other guys, but I mean, if Evans willing to show up to be part of a future battle royal, at one of the Chicago wrestling companies, I mean that's kind of step in the right direction, and so.
And new tights. He showed them off. They actually look pretty cool.
You see a workhorse on it?
I didn't see like the actual design. I just from afar they look kind of, not so workhorses.
So professional.
More professional than
Excellent.
the shit they've had.
Yeah. It doesn't look like a beat up saddlebag.
Right.
Clutch.
Well, speaking of saddlebags, there was a tag team match. Chris Miller and FXB took on Machine 17, which was Lizard Man and KJ Carter. That match went to a no contest because Missa Kate came out and pretty much interfered, stopped the match because she pissed off about last month.
I'd be too.
And she called out Marche and Steve Boz. Like, some of the shit she went off on Boz about, they were talk about dingers. Damn, she hit fucking grand slams. Let me tell you.
What's the how long was Mr. K trained by Boz and CSW?
Yes.
Okay, so there's that
original.
That gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
She's a CSW original. She came from the school. One of the things I do remember, she said something about Boz being jealous of her because she actually got signed to a contract and he never did. That was kind of, right there, home run.
I can see that. Yeah, yeah. No, never mind. We're good. Yeah, I got nothing against Boz. I love Boz. It's just I think if it was Boz in his prime nowadays, he probably would have the opportunity. But things like Dirty ID and things like that didn't exist back in late 90s, mid 90s, early 2000s and stuff like that. But no,
he was there on TV. He just never won his matches, but he was never signed. He was just there.
Gotcha.
I mean, Shotgun Saturday Night and all that. That was a good thing.
Nice, gotcha.
So, Missa Kate, not too happy about last month. She called both of them out. Neither one came out at the time. So she just moved on for the moment, if you will.
Is that foreshadowing? When you say they didn't come out at that time?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Perfect. Dun dun dun.
Or I should say, she went away for the moment. That's more of a foreshadow of what is expected to happen. Perfect. Then we had the Bruce Hamilton Open Challenge. Now, this ain't your normal open challenge where you come in and you wrestle and you try to win. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is last 3 minutes with Bruce Hamilton. And if you last those 3 minutes, then you win the match. And the one that answered the challenge was Joey Pearson. Unfortunately, he could not last the 3 minutes. I mean, story of our lives in most cases. And he was choked out. So Bruce Hamilton wins the first ever Bruce Hamilton Open Challenge. Sounds like something I should do.
Why not? I mean, your friend's the general manager of the show, for God's sakes. If you can't utilize that to some form, then what the hell's the point?
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, Steve, we got to talk.
Yes, Steve. While you're over there doing your show right now, while we're doing our show. Actually, show starts in like 10 minutes, but yeah. So.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Which you can check out.
Who's on this show this week?
That's a good question. I had it and then I lost it.
He's really digging in that whole in the final season of Power Hour.
Yeah. Let's see here. We're almost there. Oh, Chris Classic. owner of
Okay.
C3. I don't know why I said-
C3W. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
C3W
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
3 C3 Wrestling.
C3. Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
is. There we go.
Tonight, our guest, Classic Alpha from C3 Wrestling, gets
There
to
you
have
go.
a face-to-face discussion with Mr. Young of the board. He will also react to New Age Governor Xander's announcement of Sam Knight as his opponent for the upcoming May show, being billed as his last match. We'll also recap Frontline Pro's Battle at Bakersville, Chicago Style Wrestling's As Good as Dead, and the Chicago Knockout Roller Derby Premier League bout. And we will preview Rocket Pro Wrestling's upcoming Shamrock Showdown. And we got a lot tonight on the Power Hour, a FreakNet Studios production.
Well, there you go. Everyone, check out the Power Hour.
It'll be available late tonight on YouTube.
Yeah. Just as we drop ours, he should be dropping his.
Yeah. By the time we drop ours and you listen to ours, you can go watch theirs. So.
Yeah, watch ours before, or listen to our show before you watch his.
100%. I would agree, yeah.
Because we'll tell the truth before the lies. So.
Hell yeah. Which is actually kind of a nice way of doing it, because I don't got Steve going on to his show. It's like, oh, Travis bastardized me again. It's like, honest. Not bastardized. I could bastardize if I wanted to, but I just choose not to. So
yeah, we haven't had to lately, but you never know. You may have to after this show.
Perfect.
So Quintero retained his Metro Division title by defeating JJ Garrett. Awesome match. I always enjoy a good JJ Garrett match. There's something about that dude. He gets that crowd going. You know, obviously, people don't like him, but man, he is awesome to watch. I like when he loses too.
But. From the picture, I'm kind of digging the mullet. JJ Garrett's a little bit new to me, but
90s Scott Steiner.
Oh yeah, especially with the singlet and all. Yeah, yeah. If somebody was to say this is like a varsity pretty boy, I'd be like, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he should be doing the Frankensteiner, and if he's not, he should be doing the Frankensteiner.
I think he has a few times.
Good,
but it's been a while since I've seen it.
Clutch.
But he does a nice bottom rope, like springboard flippy do.
Is that the technical term? Okay.
I had to think of the word moonsault.
Bottom rope flippy
moonsault.
do.
Yeah. We'll go. I like that word flippy do. I don't know.
There you go. That could be a candidate for show name.
There we go.
Flippy do.
Jack Valor and Eddie Grayson defeated Eric Schultz and Jax Johnson. As Eric, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, Jax Johnson got knocked out by Eric Schultz on an accident.
Faction slaying.
And I ain't doing shit.
Yeah, man, you just gotta be there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotta be there.
But then after the match, Jax Johnson confronted Eric Schultz and took him out. Gave him a nice pile driver. And he was standing tall with Valor and Grayson. So
how do you feel about the pile driver coming back more often in wrestling?
I don't feel like independent wise it went away. You're seeing different versions of it. And on TV, I think AEW brought it back out of nowhere. Like, because there was no, in AEW, they didn't ban the moves. They hadn't, some moves I think they did, but the pile driver was something that they did all the time. WWE was the one that banned it for real. Like,
outside the Canadian Destroyer, you rarely see the traditional one.
Right.
I think, like, obviously you attend way more independent shows than I do, and you were in independent wrestling consistently longer than me. But other than like Scott Spade, I rarely seen a power driver happen at a wrestling show, unless it was a Canadian Destroyer or something, a package power driver.
Yeah, there's the package pile driver, which Joey Avalon does. There was one that I took at Elite Pro by Mike Elgin. It was the butterfly one where you hook them up with the arms
God,
like that. I took that. I took a Owen Hart one by Sin.
The
That one
sit-out
kind of,
tombstone.
yeah, that one kind of hurt a little bit. But yeah, pile drivers are like a thing in independent wrestling. Different variations of them, but you do see the old school guys do the regular one more.
Yeah.
The tombstone is kind of like the regular today. Like more people do the tombstone.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Jax Johnson pile drived Eric Schultz and then stood tall with Grayson and Valor. The fans were kind of not sure on how to deal with that. I think it's going to take time for the fans to get behind Jax Johnson.
Oh
But
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Forgiveness doesn't happen overnight.
No, we know that.
Now we're going to talk a little bit about that in Rocket Pro Wrestling, especially pertaining to the LIM podcast over the weekend.
You're going to have to smart me up on what happened because I unfortunately did not attend.
Oh, no, yeah.
I did not attend and I did not watch it.
Well, you couldn't attend because they scheduled it on a Friday while you were at CSW, which typically they do it on Thursdays. So yeah, you definitely weren't there, but that seems like it was by design. But that's fine. That's my opinion, not fact. So
it's okay to have opinions.
It is 100%. Yeah, Pac-Man was there.
Warhorse defeated Axel Rico with a submission as Doom Montgomery threw in the towel. So I don't know if that was done by design or not.
Doom Montgomery threw the towel in, huh?
Yep. Now, this was originally supposed to be Maggie Lee versus Warhorse.
Yeah.
But Maggie Lee could not attend the show, and Warhorse did make that known. He belittled her, of course, but Axel Rico did answer their call. Before the match, Shazza McKenzie and Boucher came out, and he sent them all to the back. Said he wanted to do it on his own.
I thought Warhorse would stop calling himself Warhorse. I thought he was going by his name.
He depends on where he's at this point.
Lose his title, change his mind.
He calls himself Warhorse. He'll call himself Jake Parnell. He'll say Warhorse Jake Parnell.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Russell Lindsay kind of thing, but it's more of constant. So we'll see.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. Well, it's just weird when people are like, talking about Joey Roth, and I was like, I thought he was going by Scott now.
Yeah.
Like you fucking people, like, if you change your name, change your name. You move the fuck on. But it's just weird because when people are like, oh yeah, Parnell. I'm like, who? The Warhorse. I'm like, oh, is he back to doing Parnell now? Now he is.
There you go. It's crazy.
Dude, it's nutty. But hey, you know what? I mean, you never like to see a match end with a towel being thrown in, but typically people are doing that for the safety of another person. So
yeah,
that'll be it.
I mean, we can look at it like that, but we also know it's Doom Montgomery.
Yeah. Well, go on to IWTV and watch the CSW show, and you make your own determination. Was it done out of spite or out of safety?
We'll never know.
Right? Yeah, that's where your opinions come in. Yeah, maybe Steve should find the answer in that.
True.
Right? That'd be his responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm sure he just sat there at a commentary and just allowed it to happen, like I did for High Voltage.
He did.
Yeah.
He also has to babysit Levi, so. Cypher and Adam Stallion defeated Fly Death and retained the tag team titles. However, there's still some kind of dissension going on between those two. Adam Stallion, while Cypher was getting ready to chokeslam one of the Fly Death members, he tagged in. He tagged himself in. and it almost cost him. So
Mm.
there's some shiznit going on in the camp of Cypher and Stallion.
Could be an ego thing.
It could be, but why would you have an ego towards Cypher? This is Cypher.
I mean, you look at the promotional poster, and dude's there with the biggest smile on his face. I mean, it's hard to be intimidated. I guess if you're in person, it's more intimidating. But I mean, this guy just seems like he's a delight.
Yeah, well, how many people we thought were a delight and they ended up being dangerous? So
Oh, 100%. No, I'm just saying, like, if I look at this poster, I go off the assumptions like, oh, okay, well, Adam Stallion just wanted to get his shit in too. And I mean, also when you look at this poster, it doesn't seem like Adam Stallion is that much shorter than Cypher, but I can only assume he actually really is.
he's about the same height as me, maybe an inch taller. I don't know.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, according to this, he's up to the eyeballs of Cypher.
Well,
So I guess the poster is really misleading. So
yeah, always. Now I'm kind of.
one more thing about this, and then sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Cypher traditionally was the guy with the mask that Stallion was trying to get out of his comfort zone, and then he unmasked.
Yeah.
So I guess with the confidence built since that moment happened, maybe even fan connecting with him more so without the mask. So could it be a jealousy thing? Could it be that maybe the fans are focusing more on Cypher and not so much Stallion, and Stallion's not liking it that much?
That could be.
Right, that's a strong possibility. I guess we'll have to keep an eye on Adam Stallion because I don't know him like you do, so I don't know what his attitude is typically like. But if he loves the attention, and now the attention is not going to be on him, we kind of see maybe some. I guess the marriage between big and small. I mean, we've seen AJ Styles turn on Omos. We've seen Shawn Michaels turn on Kevin Nash. We've seen X-Pac turn on Kane. So I mean, there's always a history of small Napoleon-like complex motherfuckers turning on big monsters and shit. So
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. Just wanted to get that in before we moved on, but go ahead.
It's fine.
It's not fine. I've been corrected about my ignorance of interrupting. I just want to make sure.
But you had more to say about a subject, so I.
Right, and it wasn't about me. And it wasn't about
me. How dare me move on?
I know, because you didn't know. You didn't know I was gonna have more information.
Well, there you go.
Look at us. Look at us communicating with each other, not suspending each other out of pettiness like other fucking podcasts do. Nutty.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the LIM podcast in here in a minute. That's fine.
Sounds perfect. So I was a little disappointed because my Double Jeopardy match did not take place.
Really? Why is that?
Well, because Shane Hollister, for whatever reason, could not make it. He might have stubbed his toe again. Might have fell in the toilet. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So Steve made the decision to make it a triple threat match between Solomon Tupu, Shane Boucher, and Jay Marston. Now, Tupu and Marston are the former Haykeepers, and they are on the same page. So needless to say, Shane Boucher got his comeuppance. They went all over the place. They even went by commentary and put Boucher in the garbage can. Head first.
In a way, they could have technically still done the Double Jeopardy match with only 3 people. Whoever gets the first fall sits out while the other 2 wrestle. Whoever gets the fall of that, then the 2 winners. I guess they still could have technically done the Double Jeopardy.
Yeah, it would have been too much for Steve to put together.
Yeah, because it is because, like I said, these are 2 simultaneous matches.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 2 and I'm assuming there's 2 different referees, one referee in each portion.
There would have been, if that was the case, then yeah, 2 referees. So,
yeah.
But we only needed 1 because it was a triple threat.
Was it you?
No.
Gotcha.
Why would I ref? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day just get your shit in. Who knows?
Nah, not yet. not
You know,
where I'm not.
if Steve was a real friend, he would subbed you into this Double Jeopardy match.
I probably would have told him no.
Why? For dying? I mean, come on, Tupu. That God, why does he look like Bronson Reed so much? Is he as big as Bronson Reed?
No,
No.
no, I
Would
don't
you have
think
killed
so.
you? Who would prevent you to want to be in this match?
Tupu.
Tupu.
I wouldn't want that. I don't want that smoke.
Again, looking at the picture, dude smiling. He kind of looks like either Bronson Reed or Akeem the African Dream. He just seems like a delight. I don't know what CSW's doing, man, but he's making these monsters seem delightful.
Well, it is Uncle T.
Okay.
You should see him during his entrance. He's pretty delightful.
Shane Hollister looks aggressive as hell.
Yeah, but he wasn't there.
He was not there. He was probably stuck in a bathroom by a cat for a month, apparently. That's what people do.
After stubbing his toe.
Yeah.
But speaking of Solomon Tupu, he did pick up the victory. Not victory.
The victory.
After the match, while Boucher was down and out, Warhorse came out with a disappointed look on his face, said that the Haykeepers are no more. They are good as dead. Because he's tired of everyone failing. And everyone leaving at the same time.
Everyone failing. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we don't know where Shane Boucher goes on after this. What happens with Warhorse? Is it just going to be him and Shaza kicking the ass around? Who knows? So we'll see. Now, speaking of Shaza, she was involved in a scramble match for the women's championship. In the end, Amina Belmont did retain. Nothing to really officially report. It was a hard-hitting bunch of women beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great accolade. I mean, overcoming those three women. I mean, that's impressive. You know, it's definitely adding to that championship resume, if you will.
Right. Like that. Yeah.
Right. I think that was a valuable statement, but that's no selling. Thanks, brother. Thanks, man.
Well, actually, there is something to report now that I'm reading. So Iniestra did accompany Lily Pescadita.
Okay.
And try to get her to, or try to help her cheat. But that's what backfired and cost Lily. Seeing Blair Onyx in there, she probably could have won this match. But unfortunately, she just wasn't in the victory.
Yeah.
Amina Belmont.
First fall to a finish.
Fall.
But I still believe that elimination fatal 4-way should still be a thing more often.
Yeah, I think so too.
I like fatal 4-way eliminations.
Yeah, this was a 5-way, so this could have been even better.
Hell yeah! Get those elimination matches in there, folks. Come on now.
Yeah.
Now, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. I'm not as loud as Pac-Man.
I know, but thank you for that.
I was waiting for it.
Right.
Waiting for that one day.
Oh yeah. Well, we don't have to bust it out all the time. Just enough. Enough.
Now we mentioned Rhino earlier. He took on the Crabman, Hans Garden.
Awesome. That's not the guy with the turtle chips, right?
No, that's Adam Stallion.
Why do I keep thinking the crab? I guess it's an Aqua thing, but okay.
Probably. Yeah, turtles are in the water. Crabs are in the water.
Right? Both shells. Different shells, though, but shells of sorts. Yeah, it makes sense.
Turtles
should
do
t-
get crabby.
You should team with the Crabman. You call yourselves the Aquaman.
That would be funny.
Fuck yeah.
So
You that
Rhino,
CSW, Chicago Style Wrestling, you listening? Let's give you a new tag team. The Aquaman.
you hear
Sorry, go
that?
ahead. You hear that? Whoever's behind the curtain up there?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What did Rhino do?
Rhino beat Hans Card
With the gore, I assume.
with the gore.
Excellent.
However, Hans Carden did not like losing, so he attacked Rhino. And then was saved by Quintero and made a challenge to Hans Carden after. So we could see Hans Carden and Quintero for the Metro Division title next month.
Interesting.
All right, we are into the main event. Marche Rocket versus Conan Lycan.
Which is like the most Steve Errant main event ever.
It is. And now, like I said, Marche didn't deserve to be in this match, but he was promised.
I mean, come on. I mean, how else are you going to treat the most guest spot Power Hour guest ever?
Yeah.
You know, C-Red's boy.
And this is
his
boy.
homie, his guy, his friend, his brother, his son. I don't know what he calls them. But
all of the above.
All the above, yeah. Was Boz out there during the match?
So he was, in fact.
However, so there is a true unification of these two guys.
Oh yeah,
on. Gotcha.
Oh, for sure. However, Steve Boz was caught trying to interfere, so the referee threw him out. Now imagine that. Kevin Woods, the referee in this match, throwing out his trainer. Now, if we have a throwback right now, I wrestled Kevin Woods and Steve Boz in a tag match. It's crazy. You just had to throw out the one guy that trained you.
You know, dude, it's weird you say that because as I'm hearing you talking about that, it reminds me of the times where you're in there reffing Jay Jensen, Acid, Tomaselli matches. You're getting the face of a dude that fucked us up with chop sessions and bump. And I'm like, in my mind, like when I was watching it and everything, I'm just like, watching you, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, get a little bit of retribution. And I'm like, he's probably gonna pay for that.
Yeah, it's just funny.
Yeah, I mean that was you, Chad, anyone, because obviously the whole you start as a ref, you start as whatever and everything, and so just hearing you talk about that, it brings me right back to Tomaselli's, Jay Jensen, Acid, and all that shit. I'm like, there's got to be kind of a sweet retribution of a sort to that.
Yeah, it's just crazy because they were teaming up against me and some other guy. Don't need to mention him. It's just weird to me because, like, I don't know. I was just thinking about that match when that happened. It's like, wow, I never thought I'd see the day where Kevin Woods had to throw out Steve Boz. I mean, it's weird enough hearing the fans say "fuck you, Boz."
Yeah, but how far you come from that moment to where it is now? And the thing is, too, it's like the referee's justified in doing so. Right? I mean, Boz is involving himself in a championship main event. And good on the referee for not holding back and doing what his job entails.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that sometimes you gotta do your job when you knowing who's out there.
Yeah,
but yeah, you had to do your job.
Yep,
and that's one thing as I taught him, friends or not, you got to do it. I bet it felt weird to him knowing what our past was, but hey, again, referee's decision. Yep. Bye, Boz. Now, this is where it gets crazy. Ref Kevin Woods got knocked out again. Seems to be a thing. Then Boz came back out, tried to interfere. Missa Kate tried to prevent it from happening. Didn't work out too well. As there was a masked person out there and cost Conan Lycan the match. And we have a new CSW champion in Marche Rocket. And it was revealed on who the masked person was.
Ooh, Hades 19, whatever the fuck it is.
No. But I did give you the clue earlier. Something backfired on Steve.
I fucking remember. It was so long ago. What happened? I forget. I'm sorry. I forget.
Well, I'll just come out and say it. TJ Steele.
Oh!
Remember, Steve fired him.
Oh, okay. So that backfired. Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking of like what match did we talk about on this card that something backfired on Steve? But yeah, I mean that doesn't surprise me.
So the Bruise Brothers are back together along with Marche. My question is, what's next and who's next? Because I thought TJ was just gonna be gone right off into the sunset.
I mean, Terry Allen proved that at SCW. That's hardly ever the case. He's back.
He never went away. He was never gone. He took vacations, but he did not go away.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to be curious to see what Steve does next month to rectify this issue.
He's gonna have to do something because now TJ Steele is back. Now I wonder if he pulled something out of my playbook. Did something before he was officially gone to make sure he isn't gone.
I can see that.
But we'll see. It's getting interesting now at CSW. Wait, what's interesting though is it's kind of like roles reversed a little bit. Because during the time Steve was a Jackass GM, it was Boz and TJ against Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the same thing, only the roles have reversed. And now they got Marche. So when more things change, the more they stay the same.
Steve's definitely gonna figure out what he's gonna have to do to. Like I said, he's the one that wanted the job back, and he knows the one's gonna be easy. I mean, the moment Marche and Boz did what they did, he should have known. Crap, this is gonna get worse before it gets better.
Yeah,
probably just didn't assume it was TJ Steele worse.
Right.
But here we are.
But yeah, that was CSW. There was one thing I forgot to mention. Steve made a funny during the triple threat match.
Oh yeah.
So all three guys were in the ring and they were sitting in chairs and doing that bar fight kind of thing. So Steve said, and I quote, "This is the most violent game of Duck Duck Goose I've ever seen."
Yeah.
When I heard him say that, I popped.
That's definitely a Steve thing.
And then I threw him off with my laugh. So we kind of popped each other.
Next CSW show is going to be March 21st. Next freelance show is going to be Thursday, March 20th. And next Megastar is going to be May 24th. IWA Productions doesn't have their next scheduled date out as of yet.
I thought I did see something though.
I looked on their website, and the last thing I saw was them promoting their February 22nd show, or their February show that happened over the past weekend. Unless I missed something, that's what I saw. So if you see something different, please let me know. But I'm just trying to make sure that we do recap the next upcoming shows. But
yeah, okay, they might have posted Someone must have posted somewhere else, but that's fine. Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be out there somewhere. And like I said, normally it's like towards the end of the month, so I'm sure we'll see it.
Well, their last show is up on YouTube, so go check that out, and then wait for their this most recent one to come out. So plenty of stuff to watch.
Oh yeah.
And check out the ringside buffet.
Oh god, I'm so excited for my visit to IWA Productions for the buffet, but also for the wrestling. All right, we're gonna roll into a whole mess of Frontline Pro.
Yes.
I don't know how much you got of results, how much you got of both match cards and everything, but there's gonna be a huge section of Frontline heading your guys' way. So.
Well, luckily it's not going to be that big
Really?
because there was only one match announced for this upcoming show.
Shows or show? Because it's a 2-night show.
Well, yeah, 2-night show, only
one match. Really?
One match was officially signed.
Man, what, Steve didn't want to help you out?
Well, I think I know why. And once we get to that, I'll explain it.
That's fine.
It's normal. It's going to be like one of those normal things that people, like companies do. So, but I do have results from this past weekend.
Cool. Let's run through that.
All right. So, on the pre-show, ACR defeated Enzio Orlandi. Then we had Joey Avalon defeating Kayvon Lee. Macaulay Rose defeated Badger Briggs. Quinn Whittick and Sam Eli defeated The System and Kevin Calloway. Backwoods Brown made his return and defeated Azroth with Jay Michaels in his corner. Then Ken Anderson defeated Dante Casanova and Ritas Atlas in a triple threat match. Now, it's not listed in the results, but according to Steve in his post, Anderson may have joined the Rapture.
Say that one more time.
Anderson may have joined the Rapture.
May have joined.
According to Steve. Because in a post he says he cannot believe that Ken Anderson joined the Rapture.
It's got to be more of like an honorary membership. I mean, there's... Right?
I don't know.
I mean, is Ben McCoy crazy enough to go to war with Mr. Anderson?
I mean, many have gone to war with him.
Yeah, so it's a different breed, though, man. And I'm just thinking of like Aces and Eights Anderson.
Now that was a crazy Anderson. I'll give him that.
That was a crazy Anderson. I mean, listen. If Anderson too is like, I mean, if anyone could turn Anderson into a teammate, it's Aaron Xavier.
True. And I can confirm, just as I went back on the post, it says I cannot believe Ken Anderson is part of the Rapture. And that's all was put down.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously I still have a slight issue with Ben pertaining to some of the things he said about not only me, but the show and, you know, my friends and everything. But I feel sorry for the guy who has the belief that a group he thought was falling apart is actually slowly growing now.
Right.
And I know we talked about a little bit about how we thought, you know, Quinn Whittick and Muggsy were a part of the Rapture, and the fact that they haven't been relevant to the Rapture, you know, in a while. You think it's just two guys, and how does two guys take over a business or tear down what Ben McCoy built? But when you start adding numbers by numbers, I mean, we've seen it with The Undeniable, we've seen it with Sabotage. I mean, the number of games is a factor in this business. Ken Anderson's a huge number. So, I mean, luckily Ben does seem to have Sierra and maybe Avalon on the side just because of Sierra. But where do the numbers grow from there?
That's right. And you mentioned Ben McCoy and Sierra. They teamed up against the Rapture, but the Rapture did get the victory. And then Jared Jax and Shaq Jordan went to a time limit draw. And then the wrecker, Josh Price, defeated Congo Kong. And that was Frontline Pro. But we're not done with Frontline Pro.
I don't know. Yeah, Wisconsin ain't done with Frontline Pro.
Wisconsin ain't done with us.
I ain't done. Hell no.
Because there are 2 shows this weekend. And it's called Celebrating 25 Years of EverCon. And this show is called Recon.
Yeah.
At EverCon.
There we go. And the name of the show is Celebrating 25 Years of EverCon. Yes, the Recon at EverCon. I guess EverCon is a convention.
Yeah.
I guess it's up there in, was it Rothschild, Wisconsin?
Yes, it is. 10101 Market Street in Rothschild, Wisconsin. It's at the Central Wisconsin Convention and Expo Center. Free admission with the EverCon ticket. So the wrestling in general is free. And for both nights, it starts at 6 p.m.
Which, I mean, that's fantastic. The fact that, I mean, obviously, okay, so EverCon is a gaming convention. The fact that you get there and get to watch 2 nights of free wrestling. And from what I could tell by this, I don't want to take any of your thunder or anything, because you announced the match that's been mentioned, but it looks like there's a tag team contest on night 2, which I guess is the match that's been announced.
Yes. Which I can make the announcement right now.
And the announcement is going to be made by you, like, here shortly.
Right. Yeah, like right now.
And that announcement is going to be
right now at the Recon at EverCon. There's going to be a tag team match on night 2, which is this Saturday, March the 1st. It is Avalon and Sierra taking on ACR and Brock Hall. Now, the other matches, we don't know. When it's these kind of conventions, these matches can be announced the day before, the day of. Who knows? But they did sign this match, and it is official.
Now, you might know this better than I do, or they might even talk about it tonight on the Power Hour. Looking at the poster, not the tag team poster, but the actual
regular
poster.
One?
Yeah. Okay, so I noticed on the front there it has a belt that says EverCon 99 overall. Is that an actual belt that's going to be crowned at the show? Do you know anything about that, or is that just kind of a marquee gimmick?
I cannot tell you yes or no because I don't know. Okay. But that looks like an interesting title.
It looks like a beautiful belt put together. If that's a real belt, because I'm trying to remember, there was Ben McCoy after he got his got his awakening from his awakening, I guess, and he went on to the Power Hour and he talked about what 2025 has to offer. I vaguely remember a moment that was talking about a new title that was being presented in 2025, and I'm wondering if this is it. Like, if this is gonna be like they're gonna be at EverCon annually, and this is gonna be kind of like that Battle Royal belt that SCW has, or where it's defended. And as I said, maybe it'll be announced on the Power Hour, or we'll find out when we cover the results next week. But that's kind of interesting to see if that is going to be some kind of prize offered during Recon at EverCon.
Right. But yeah, that is Friday, February 28th, and then Saturday, March 1st at the Central Wisconsin Convention and Expo Center, 10101 Market Street in Rothschild, Wisconsin. Your ticket for the wrestling is free with the EverCon ticket. So you just have to go into EverCon, buy a ticket there, and enjoy everything that's there. It kind of sounded like World of Wheels, if you remember.
Yeah, I was never at World of Wheels shows when LIP Pro was there, but I remember hearing how chaotic they are, but also how much fun people were having there.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay. Let me do Hybrid Wrestling Entertainment. I'll get that one going here.
Cool.
So Hybrid Wrestling Entertainment is going to be this Friday, February 28th. It's the Barrel House at the Badger State Brewing Company. Front row seats are $20. General admission's $10. Doors open at 6 with a start time at 7:30. I'll run through this stuff. Maybe they'll have an address listed somewhere. Actually, you know what? I want it. I'll just do it this way. It's a lot easier. Actually, it's not easier. It's actually more difficult. Oh, God. I hyped myself up too much. It's uncomfortable. Hey, we'll move on. It's at the Barrel House at Badger State Brewing. There's that. Okay, guys? Cool. That's what I did for you. Why do I try? The HWE Championship will be on the line. The hipster hunk Aaron Arsenal will be defending his title against Yo Boy Roy. We're going to see Sam Eli take on the notorious Adam Grace against Shaq Jordan in a triple threat match. Marvelous Ethan Matthews will be going one-on-one with D'Angelo Steele. Brock Hall will be going up against Jax Johnson. And, oh, damn. I think that's all the matches that have been announced.
Nope.
Is there more? Okay, perfect. Yeah. Save me, brother.
So on the pre-show, we have Jimmy Ocean taking on Yoshi Kai.
Yep.
We will have the porn stash Peter Schwanz debut his talk show. We have Wyatt Tordson taking on Shane Hills. Stacy Shadows will be taking on Amina Belmont. Jordy Lee will be taking on Jack Spade. And that is Hybrid Wrestling Entertainment.
Nice.
At the Barrel House at Badger State Brewing.
Yeah. Where the hell is this address at?
990 Tony Cadeo Run. What? I'm reading whatever it says under the name in Green Bay.
Yeah, we suck. No, you're right. 990 Tony Canadeo Run. It's almost like
right.
Canada. Canadeo Run in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. And front row is sold out. Tickets are general admission are $10, and there's actually a 4-pack for $35.
Awesome. Perfect.
Tag teaming that shit.
Yeah, I tried to do it. It's just insane.
I came in for the hot tag.
Well, yeah, you think that, like, you know, if they do, like, hey, I'm sorry that we just sprawled it out through here, but here's what's going on, they'd have everything that was going on. But they knew I was inbound to fuck it up. It's fine. It's cool. Midwest Championship Wrestling is also happening this weekend. It's going to be Friday. It's going to be live pro wrestling over at the Skydive Chicago out there in Ottawa. We've got the 3215 East 1969th Road in Ottawa, Illinois. Let's see, what are we looking at here? I'll get ready to reintroduce women's wrestling coming to MCW on February 28th, featuring the in-ring debut of cowgirl Sadie Bell at MCW. Plus, many more talented wrestlers to be in action, including your MCW fan favorites and many new appearances coming soon to the Midwest Championship Wrestling Illinois in 2025. Tickets are available at Midwest Championship Wrestling Illinois.square.site. Link is at the event at the Midwest Championship Wrestling Facebook page. Again, doors open with 6, bell times at 7 at Skydive Chicago at 3215 East 1969th Road in Ottawa. Kids 6 and under are free. Yeah, there we go.
Perfect.
I think so. As I mentioned, if you give us information, I can talk more about it. They could get the CSW, SCW, RPW, ARW, rub, or the what's it called, the treatment. If you just give us the information we need. Frontline, just give us some information. That's all we ask for. Simple. Okay. What's going on for the Ultimate Combat Gauntlet?
So, Ultimate Combat Gauntlet is this Friday, February the 28th, and it's live pro wrestling at Magoo's Bar at 6550 South Maynard Avenue in Bedford Park, Illinois. Tickets are $20 for adults, and kids are just $10. And we have a few matches. As Adam Stallion will be taking on Hans Carden. We have Officer Eldridge taking on Kenny Sutra. Connor Core will be taking on King Trell. And Killa Lee will be taking on Trent Wrigley. And those are the matches announced for this Friday, February 28th at Magoo's for Ultimate Combat Gauntlet.
Nice. Let's see here. So this Saturday, Live Pro Wrestling returns to Fox Lake at the American Legion Post 703 as POWW Entertainment presents Slam Fest. It is this Saturday, March 1st. Doors open at 6. Bell time is at 7. Some of the matches announced for tonight. Mason Perks will be putting his POWW Heavyweight Championship on the line against Jason Dukes, being accompanied to the ring by Chris Hedsford. Stipulation of the match: if Mason Perks loses this match in any way, he will lose the championship.
So somehow Chris Hedsford kissed somebody's ass to make this happen.
I don't know why, but if you get a minute and you look at the poster of the Dukes Perks match, for some reason, Hedsford's head looks like the top of a pencil, like he's the rubber eraser part with sunglasses on it.
No,
big-eared, fucking wild. So here, the POWW Tag Team Championship match, we got Bad Hombre Cartel putting their titles on the line against Hero of Our Times, Joey Marks and Mason Conrad. You got Kazile going one-on-one with Axel Rico. You got Ruthless Ramon Rodriguez taking on Acid Jazz. AC Hamilton is going up against Dazzlin' Donnie. And just announced earlier today, they just received confirmation that Will Emery's open challenge has been accepted. The contender has been taken the Chicagoland wrestling scene by storm lately. They won championships in many rings that they've stepped into time after time, leaves the audience in awe of their capabilities. A true highlight in any match they're in. They're very excited to have him join us at POWW Slamfest this Saturday. Okay, I guess they didn't announce who it is. So.
No, they didn't. And two things. One, you are correct about Chris Hedsford.
Looks like the fucking rubber tip of a pencil.
Yes, an ugly pencil.
Ugly pencil.
And making his debut is Eddie Grayson.
There we go, Eddie Grayson.
So he could be the guy. He could be the guy.
That'd be interesting to see. Yeah. So if you're in Fox Lake this Saturday, make sure you check out Slamfest, presented by POWW. Again, 703 North Route 12, Fox Lake, Illinois, at the American Legion Post 703. Doors are 6, bell times are 7. If you want to get your tickets, all you got to do is go to their webpage, find the website right now. As of right now, as we record, let's look at tickets. So it's first row sold out, but second row and general admission are still available. Second row $20, general admission is $15. So if I can find it, you can find it. Go check out Pirate Entertainment's Facebook, and yeah, let's dive into Rocket Pro because I got a lot of LIM bitching to do and Rocket Pro questions to ask.
All right, so Rocket Pro Wrestling presents Shamrock Showdown, taking place this Saturday, March 1st. And it's at St. Joe's Park, 700 Theodore Street in Joliet, Illinois. Doors open at 4 p.m. Bell time is 5 p.m. General admission tickets are $20. Front row is $25. Can only get the tickets at the door. Nothing advanced. So get there early if you want front row. All right, so I'm going to start here because why the hell not? I can. The IPW Showcase pre-show is back again, and it is for the League Championship as Jay Thunder, the champion, takes on Gustavo.
Thunder's gonna fuck him up, right?
Oh, yeah. Come on.
I mean,
It's Jay Thunder. He's got some aggression to be taken out, to take
yeah.
out on people, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's having a fun. And I'm glad IPW Showcase is still happening on Rocket Pro Wrestling. I'm still, to this day, waiting for IPW to return. I know Rion hasn't certified anything with us yet, but he never said it wasn't coming back. It's just gone right now. So I'm excited for the day it does come back.
It's just up to the IPW board of directors.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they are at a standstill, so we'll see. But when it happens, if an announcement is made, we will announce it.
Hell yeah. We may not be the first to know, but we will know.
That's right. Although I think we should be the first ones to know.
We definitely should be. 100%
Come on,
should be.
Rian.
Yeah.
Come on, Rian. Help us out.
I mean, fucking LIM, they love Rion, Treon and all that shit. And even they're not asking when is it coming back because they don't give a fuck. Selfish. Selfish.
All right. So we have a tag team match. And you're going to be shocked.
Which one? There's several.
Well, you're going to be shocked by this one and not shell-shocked. Well, maybe you will be shell-shocked. Who knows? Because of somebody that's in this match. Because it's the Freebirds taking on Scumbag Army, Matt Creed, and Rat J Flywheel.
What the fuck is that?
Well, from what I understand, Tom Heisman is injured, courtesy of the Freebirds from last show.
I guess they kind of deserve it, right?
Right. But just to see Rat J Flywheel in the ring.
I cannot. Here's the thing that because I know there's another match that's going to be brought up that I think would be a factor into this match because there's another Scumbag Army member that's in attendance of this show, and if they don't get involved, I'd be very surprised.
I think I know where you're going with that, and I may have a counter to it.
I hope you do because here's the thing because I've had a history with Flywheel. It's not a bad history. It's just a history in general. We know each other. I respect for everything he does. I don't see him putting himself in a situation like this without having a contingency plan. And I think that plan is his buddy who is actually in attendance at this building. So.
All right. So we'll find out then.
Yeah. Also keep in mind, my best friend, longest reigning 3-time SCW heavyweight champion Max Holiday, has made an appearance or a time or two at Rocket Pro Wrestling. So who's to say he wouldn't be back there again?
And there's a strong possibility that he may be there.
There's a possibility, right? I mean, he's everywhere.
Possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if neither of these things happen, my guess is that Matt Creed is gonna take an ass whooping while Flywheel just sits back and watches.
Yeah, I just don't see him stepping up, honestly.
No, 100% not.
That's
And the fact, and the fact that fucking Nuke is putting this together for his boys and shit, and there's no way of weaseling it out of it.
No. There's gonna be a sit down, and it's gonna be Steve sitting down with Shaq Jordan.
Yeah, awesome that this is about Shaq Jordan and his sit down with Steve. When big fucking surprise, you go to the Lovely Intoxicated podcast, and Pac-Man, who actually shows up for his own shit, is making it about the LIM. Case in point. Oh, what's that word right there? Is that Steve? What? Did the hashtag Let Steve Sit movement really work?
They're still talking about that?
He's still talking about it. And the fact that Double J had to tell him that was 2 years ago proves that the only time Pac-Man ever really wants to talk about something is if he can find a way to make it relevant to his shit. Because he is the epitome of get your shit in. It's a selfish way of being, but that's who he is. Oh, look, here's something important that's happening. Shaq Jordan just sent Gunner Brave packing last month. Steve's going to get an exclusive sit-down with a guy that he has been bastardizing on commentary for many, many months. Justifiable, because Shaq's been kind of a dick. And instead of talking about the build-up to this and the importance of this, Pac-Man goes ahead and makes it about him and the LIM.
I guess good on Double J for correcting him.
100%. Even though J said that was years ago. And even Gabagool said, who, let's face it, is definitely becoming the top fan, which we'll get to more proof here in a minute. Even he said, I've been sitting next to him for commentary for months. Of course he's sitting there. And what does Pac-Man do? Just kind of sits there all frumpy like, oh, I guess they don't want to play along. Because you got to move on from shit. Like when he brought up, I can't remember why, but he brought up the first time we went to war together. Like, motherfucker, like, get out of fucking 2021. Like, move the fuck on. Hell. Anyways, but yes, this is important. I'm interested to see what happens in sit down, especially, again, Shaq knows what Steve's been saying about him. Hell, I've sat through it for a few months. It hasn't been good. I mean, he's been doing the same shit to Aaron Stone, but, it's just who Steve, as a commentator, Steve gets to say what he wants when he wants because he does understand the ramifications. So I'm interested to see what happens
here. It may not end well for Steve, or maybe this will be the first time in Steve's life where something might go right in the match, in the ring.
You think he's not going to get his ass kicked? Because I think what's going to happen is he's going to say something to piss off Shaq, and Shaq's going to kick him in the mouth. That's a prediction. I'm not saying maybe Shaq will say it's not worth my time and walk away. But if Steve is really at a sitting position, that's a very vulnerable position to be in. Shaq is quick. Wouldn't be surprised if he kicks him in the mouth. That's just my feelings on it, but who knows?
So this might be one of the times where Steve should mind his P's and Q's.
I think so.
For once in his life.
Exactly. Just for once, ask the questions, get the information, and appreciate the time that you are allotted for it.
So basically, Steve, don't be a contract signing or a wrestling wedding.
Exactly. Yeah. Do not have the expectation of going through a table.
Right.
No. Basically, don't be you.
Yeah. Be you, but not like. Yeah. Don't put yourself in a situation.
Be like early 90s Michael Cole or early 90s Jonathan Coachman or Mean Gene Okerlund.
Or watch a segment of JR where he didn't get his ass beat.
Exactly, where he's not set on fire by Kane or had fruit thrown at him by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, other ones than that. Yes, exactly. Watch The Maury Show. Not
Yeah.
Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
Ricky Lake.
Yeah, not much fighting happened there.
No. Jenny Jones. Sally.
Sadly.
Not Steve Wilco.
Not Richard Bay.
There we go.
Remember that fucking guy?
Oh, fuck that dude. But yeah. It's interesting. Like I said, I'm excited to see what Shaq Jordan does say, knowing that he's taken away Joliet's favorite child, the guy that Gunner House's Gunner, whatever. So
Yeah,
whose
Gunner's house.
Is it Shaq's house now?
Might as well be. I mean,
right?
He beat Gunner.
He beat Gunner. Transfer that deed, brother.
But if you listen to the fans now, the next one to step up, me, maybe, I don't know, could be, is now my house. I don't know.
The Turtle Den.
The Turtle Den. The Turtle Lair. It's the Turtle Lair now.
It's the Turtle Lair. Yeah. Yeah.
It's my lair now.
My lair. Hell yeah.
So we have for the Outer Limits Championship, Ryan Matthews defends against the new #1 contender, Sam Knight.
Sam Knight always seems to get himself to the opportunities, but can never achieve those opportunities. And I think you guys told me he is a former Rocket Pro champion. Is that the same guy I'm thinking of?
In the beginning of Rocket Pro, I want to say he was. I don't have all the knowledge of the past, but he is an original.
Okay. In my mind, I think because obviously my memory's shit. But for some reason, whenever I think of Sam Knight, I think that there was a time he was Rocket Pro. Not since I've been there, obviously. But
right.
He gets himself to the ladder match. He doesn't win the ladder match. He gets himself to title opportunities. He doesn't win the titles. So is this the moment where Sam Knight actually achieves the end goal that he fights towards? It's hard because you can sit here and think like, well, the Undeniable has been kind of missing it as of late. They haven't been as successful as they normally have. But the reason that is because of J-Beck. And now J-Beck's gone.
That's right.
The only weird thing that you have to kind of consider now is the last time they lost a title was Eric Schultz to Aaron Stone. Eric Schultz to Aaron Stone. But that was because of an accident that occurred with Maximus. So I guess realistically, if you have to look at it, if you stay out of each other's business, you have a better success rate.
Not only that, I think Damian Saint is the only one that's been succeeding with the shenanigans. So maybe Saint, even though he should not be out there because he's general manager, he should be the one instead of J-Back or Maximus Orion. If they're fucking up, Damian Saint's got to be the one to step up.
I think that yeah. I mean, I know you don't like the term giving credit to Saint, but I think that's because of his meticulousness, his ability to figure out what he needs to do to get his guy to the finish line. I think when it comes to J-Back, especially towards the end, it was all panic. I need to prove myself. I need to prove myself. I need to prove myself. Maximus, I think, was just arrogance and cockiness. That's what he's been known for, is being a huge cock, and having the lack of focus on trying to help Schultz retain his title. So I think you're right. If Damian Saint doesn't have the faith in his guy keeping the title, then he definitely needs to be out there. At the same time, does Sam Knight have somebody to counter that outside interference? Because we've seen him have a rocky relationship with Stone. I don't think that's going to happen, even though they have a mutual hate of the Undeniable. But we've always talked about with you, who from the back is going to step up? Rion said it. Who from the back is going to step up? So, I would love to see. I would love to see the careless hat get his comeuppance. But if there's no retaliation or no cause and effect to the outside interference, I don't see a title change in hands. Side note, am I the only one in the world that takes their glasses off and cleans them from time to time?
No.
Okay. I just see myself doing it way too often.
I do it a lot.
I kind of do it elegantly, like, I can't wait to get contacts back. God, I need to get my contacts again. Anyways, I don't mean to take away all the thoughts and opinions on the match, but what are you thinking here?
No, I agree with all your points, actually. There's nothing more to say. I agree with everything you just said. But I hope Sam Knight wins. There's my input.
I feel I would love to see it happen because I think the time is right. You know, and that's the thing. If he doesn't win, how many more opportunities does he get?
Right.
Now
let's go back to the end of the line now.
Seems like it, yeah.
So yeah, I hope Sam Knight wins because fuck Undeniable. And speaking of more undeniable, this match is finally happening as Devin August takes on Skylar Reed.
To me, it seems like the kind of match that you're going to see at May when the season ends. You know, it's like I don't think the story ends here. I don't think this is where it's like it's all one and done. I think they want to have that climactic finish between the two. At the same time, I know that Pax kind of made it about himself again. I know that, which is weird, again, because you didn't get an opportunity to listen to the show. I'm sorry, I sat through the whole thing. Pac-Man was talking about forgiving Skylar Reed for the things that he's done. And then you get guys like Gabagool and Double J talking about the difficulties of forgiveness and all this stuff. And I'm saying, so you're saying and you listen to this crap about like they don't forgive, or no, I'm sorry, they don't forgive Joey Roth. Like they still question Joey Roth or Scott or whoever the hell he's supposed to be. And it's like motherfuckers. It's like it's not that hard to see the change in somebody. You forgive Scott or Joey, whoever the fuck he is. Where's your mindset on a Skylar Reed, especially the undeniable history you have with him?
Well, so if we circle back to when I got fired and, beat down, Skylar Reed wasn't part of that. So I didn't have any will ill towards him.
Yeah.
He was undeniable. So yes, he became collateral damage if something were to happen.
Yeah.
Now, because of Skylar Reed, I gave him and Devin August a tag team title shot when I was GM. If it was, if Skylar Reed was part of that problem, I wouldn't have done that. But and then there was other reasons why I did it, for giving them a title shot, but we don't need to get into that anymore. But Skylar was not on my radar at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really not much to forgive, as he was not even an issue. He was just part of Undeniable. So if he did something wrong as an Undeniable member, I had to do my job as a GM.
Yeah.
Because he did something wrong. And nothing personal with him. Devin August, on the other hand, he was part of that problem I had with Undeniable, jumping me and when I got fired. And he received the receipt. Like I was promised I can hand out receipts, and I gave him one. And then if he became more of a problem, then I did something about it. There's no forgiving Devin August. He's still part of the problem. Skylar Reed, however, saw what was happening and he changed his ways. It's unfortunate that he's no longer a tag team with his friend. But hey, you guys chose that life to join Damian Saint.
Yeah. Yeah. And the one thing is too is like when you look at, first off, it's kind of goofy how Devin August has been wearing the same damn Wolverine get up for months now, and the promo picture is not the Wolverine gimmick. But Skylar Reed's been focusing way too much on this tag team with Rheon's skills. Devin August's been focusing on himself. I think that gives him the advantage in the match, though.
Right.
You know, he's been focusing on being a singles competitor. Skylar Reed seems to be focusing on what Reed wants to do to get to that next opportunity. And it's like, motherfuckers, like, you need to focus on your shit. You know?
And we don't know if Rheon's even committed to be a tag team with him. And mind you, Rheon was not there last month.
Oh.
He was not at Cuba's Carnage. So I feel like Rheon is not part of the picture with Skylar Reed willingly. I feel like it was put together, but Rheon has other things on his mind, and I don't think Skylar Reed is in the picture.
No, Skylar Reed is not one of those things that Rheon is thinking about at all.
Right.
Absolutely not.
So Skylar should put his foot, more focus on the singles at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe beat the hell out of Devin to bring him back to reality, and maybe see what he's done wrong and reform the tag team there. I don't know, but Skylar needs to focus on Devin and Devin only. Well, and obviously have his looking over his shoulder for Undeniable.
Yeah, because again, it's the outside interference is the involvement from who from the Undeniable is going to be out there.
We know J-Beck won't be, that's for sure.
Oh, no, he got fired.
He got fired. He didn't get no Thin Mints.
See, and that was another thing, too. Pac-Man made it about himself. His history with Frank. You know, they talk about how, like, he feels sorry for J-Beck. Feels bad for what he's gone through. He has no problem forgiving J-Beck for his sins, but he questions, the forgiveness of Scott and Joey Roth. It's a wild card. I could understand it because at the end of the day, the Lovely Intoxicated Men are still just fans of the business. They don't really understand the business. They don't understand who people really are. That's why they live behind their own gimmicks and they make everything about them. That's why now that they got a girl, they prove how virgins usually react around women, pussies, but they pick and choose the forgiveness that they give to people. And it's like, you're willing to forgive J-Beck, but you can't forgive Scott, Joey Roth. It makes no sense to me.
I don't know.
Because the way I can see it, you forgave Scott and Joey Roth, whoever the fuck it is. I don't know where you sit with J-Beck. I've seen Nuke try to beg for J-Beck to go back to who he was. And I know Nuke has forgiven Joey Roth and fucking Scott or whatever. Steve and C-Red seem to have forgiven Roth. Don't really know what their thoughts are on J-Beck. But to me, it seems like the only reason the LIM is willing to forgive certain people and not others is because they want to be able to pander to the one thing that can still make them relevant, regardless of their true beliefs in it.
I don't know.
It's okay for you not to answer because I know you don't want to say anything negative against your friends.
It's just weird.
It's a goofy situation because they make no sense in who they decide to trust and not trust, even though it's the same fucking thing. Joey Roth and J-Beck, it's the same concept. Two douchebags who were part of two douchebag groups who got beat down and kicked out of their douchebag groups and now at their lowest.
Yep.
And I know eventually we're going to talk about the tag match with Nia and all them and the fact that they, we'll get to it when we get to that match, but listen, I didn't mind the Love and Intoxicated podcast episode. I like their takes on shit. I don't like how they always seem to want to pick collectively the baby faces and it's adorable how sweet and nice they are whenever the girl is fucking talking and shit, because they don't want to be, like they are normally to each other towards her because she's the girl, which is kind of adorable to see. Again, a bunch of pussies fucking be sweet. I think Pac-Man at one time said "you go girl" and then giggled. I think he was still petrified of a cat through a webcam.
Sounds about right.
It's wild when you sit there and think that these are the same guys who 5 months ago, give or take, smacked the shit out of each other in the Shelley's backyard. And now they're minding their P's and Q's because fucking Giggle's sister happens to be on the fucking podcast. A podcast which, by the way, you are still not consistently a part of or even special guest a part of because they have to book it on a different day. Ironically, the same day you're unavailable.
I have nothing to say on that.
Right. And that's the thing, because and I understand this, you have nothing to say about it because there's no logical answer to it. They sat there and said, because Pac-Man even said, Pac-Man had no idea what was going on between you and Gabagool, and he sat there on the show. What happened? I thought you guys hated each other. And then, they talk about, obviously it was too loud in the vlog to understand what was going on, which it wasn't. I heard it. I understood it. And my memory and fucking my ability to focus and hear are dog shit, but I understood what was going on. You guys planned a coup to manipulate Maximus into thinking that there was an issue, to make him unaware of what was going on. And then Pac-Man says that even I was puzzled by what was going on. I wasn't puzzled. I thought it was stupid the way they went about it, trying to belittle me so I could sit there and trash talk them. I think it was dumb, but I understood what they were doing. I accepted the fact that they knew they couldn't really have another war with me, so they planned it as a coup. And they ended it as soon as it started, just like the last one, because they know I didn't want to say any more bad shit about them and make them look like idiots, like I have been doing for the last 5 minutes here. They're pussies. But, well, I guess we're all good. Because everyone's kumbaya again. We're all happy. Hell, I think even up in the fourth mother box are good now. It seems like the Valentine's Day month is a time where everyone's coming together. I think Steve is finally getting what he wants. Is that Freaknet Studios is kind of kumbaya. Until somebody somewhere like a Kyle or a Gabagool or a Steve fucks it up and says something stupid about us. And
yeah, Kyle did say something stupid on the recent podcast.
Okay, I didn't get a chance. I'm going to listen to them tomorrow. What did Kyle fucking say?
Well, they're talking about, their new show that's going to be coming out, and they're not going to mention what the name is yet. Said some about, so Tom brought up the fact that Pac-Man's no longer with us on his sabbatical, blah, blah, blah.
He's gone. It was like called a sabbatical. Whatever. He quit. He's done. He's not coming back. We know he's not coming back. He doesn't need to pretend he is or not. He's not coming back. He quit. It's not a sabbatical. Dude fucking quit. We could just be honest with it. He's not hiding out in a.
He used that word, quit. So
did he say quit?
Yeah, Tom
accurate.
Said that.
Accurate. He's not hiding in a bathroom somewhere in a Christmas sweater away from a cat. Pac-Man quit. And I do not I have no ill will towards him. I respect him because he is prioritizing his life. No ill will whatsoever. I love Pat. Good fucking dude. He makes a lot of shit about himself, which he needs to ease up on, but he did quit. Just like Steve quit, just like Dallas quit, like Jay quit before he came back. This happens. But yes, Tom was correct. Pac-Man quit. Anyways, what did Kyle say?
So then Kyle went on, maybe I should be the third guy because I'll wreck them both.
Why would he want to be the third member of a wrestling podcast?
Just to wreck us.
What the fuck is he going to wreck us for? Do what?
He's an idiot.
Dude, he doesn't say anything against us on his own show. He's going to come over here and say shit. I guess the only reason he could wreck us here is because he would actually know what was being said. And then he'd be able to take a week to reflect on it, write it in his fucking notes like most therapists do, figure out how does it make him feel, and then respond the following week when we have moved on and I forgot what I fucking said to him.
Right.
What the fuck he's gonna record? Like, that's the dumbest fucking thing. That dude is stupid. Just a moron. He's got a master's degree.
He's
moron.
stupid.
He is a moron. Third member. No, I don't. No, I don't need a third member right now. If the right person came through, 100% yes. It ain't fucking Kyle. There's no reason for me to have him on this show. I welcome back as a guest on this freaking show. Kyle does not need to come over here.
No.
Absolutely fucking not.
So, fuck you, Kyle.
Yeah, fuck you, Kyle. Like me. Anyway, what we got next?
All right, so the inter-county champion Jesus DeSafio will be addressing Kid Lat.
All right. Pac-Man stated, it's inevitable that DeSafio and Kid Lat are going to meet in the ring. Why is it inevitable? Why is this something that has to happen? Because Pac-Man knows something. He didn't specify why it was inevitable, just said it was inevitable. So in my mind, it's just him spewing out garbage to pander so he could talk longer. So what is it about Kid Lat and DeSafio where it's inevitable? Did DeSafio bust Kid Lat's arm?
No.
Did
and what's funny?
Yes.
What's funny is it became about DeSafio and Kid Lat, but originally it was Maximus and Kid Lat. So what is this? DeSafio doing Kid Lat's dirty work? Or I mean not Kid Lat's, Maximus's dirty work? Yeah.
That's what it seems like to me. It's the inevitable part where when people listen to a podcast and like, oh man, what really happened? And then they go back and like, they have no history together.
They really don't up until like, so I can see the recent events. Sure, maybe. I mean, yeah, DeSafio was there when things happened, but it was all about Maximus. I mean, Maximus makes it about himself anyways because he's got a big ego. But it was Kid Lat and Maximus. Now DeSafio's involved even more. So I don't get this inevitable part.
I don't either. And again, I honestly believe it was just fucking word salad that Pac-Man was spewing out there just so he could prolong the speech. That basically he's doing what I do. Just dragging shit on to hear yourself talk for a little bit longer. But his shit's not making sense because I got drawn into it. I fucking bought into it. He got me. I sold. He sold, and I believed it. I was like, fuck, what history do they have? And I was like, I don't think they fucking do outside of Kid Lat coming out during that triple threat match.
Right. I mean, unless there's Wrestle League stuff that took place, but we don't know that history. No. Nothing has been talked about.
Exactly. That is the part where it's like, motherfucker, talk about what you know. Don't just make shit up. That's like me saying like, well, Nubby, it was inevitable for you and Danger to get together. Why? Why? It's when you say goofy shit like that, like, dude, unless you could justify it, and that's what I was hoping for. Will he justify it? No, he just said it's inevitable these two are going to end up in the ring together. Sure, maybe after this, you could call it inevitable, but this isn't grown from anything.
I feel like maybe Pac-Man's foreshadowing something for the future. I don't know. It sounds like something he should have said on the next podcast after what takes place here.
Yeah, he's probably expecting the worst of it, which I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure there's probably gonna be something bad coming out of this because you're gonna have a one-armed fucking dude go out there to an Undeniable, who I'm assuming may not be out there by himself.
And we don't even know Kidlet will be there.
That's true. That's the expectation of the possibility of him being there.
We'll find out.
Guess we'll find out. Yeah.
So we touched on this a little earlier. We have another tag match.
Which one?
Well, we talked about it earlier.
There's a few. We talked about two. I talked about two of them earlier, at least. But
so it's the Idols versus the Idols.
Yeah. So they don't believe, and I think somebody got fucking mixed up there, but I think they think it might be a setup for Johnny Nye.
I mean, I can see that because this all started with Johnny Nye. Like the downfall of the Idols, or my slaying of the faction, started with Johnny Nye.
100%, yeah.
When we did that 8-man tag, me and I guess Hot Rod Daddy Andy at the time, and the Coyotes teamed up against the Idols. And what happened? Joey Roth knocked out Johnny Nye on accident, but then Johnny Nye cost Joey Roth and Roxy their championships to Steve and Shelly. So I understand why they think that. Maybe this is all set up to take out Johnny Nye. So maybe maybe I'm starting to understand why they're not forgiving Joey Roth right now. Maybe I did jump the gun in forgiving him myself. I don't know. But we don't know what's going to happen. What if this isn't a thing?
I did appreciate on the Logan and Tatsuya podcast. And again, I hate to go back and bastardize what they did, but it's just so easy. I love how they allowed the woman, shockingly, I know because of the sexism that they have, they allowed her to give her opinion and point of view of this match by reading off a script that somebody wrote for her, which was awesome. Because I'm going to tell you right now, unless she talks like she's reading from a script the entire time of her life while looking down and over here, it's awesome that the men wrote her something to say, which is cool. I think she's going for the Nye Roth or Scott gimmick and shit, and I don't think Scott's lying. I don't think Joey Roth is lying, no, and I think it goes a lot to the fall that he took. Oh God, when the hell was that? Was that October where he had his breakdown in the ring, or December?
Can't remember. It's been so long already.
It's been a while, yeah, but you could kind of tell when somebody's faking it, and that breakdown in the ring, that seemed like that shit hit home. And coming out and everything and being so vulnerable the way he did. Because if he's working everybody, he's doing a great fucking job at it, but I don't see this as... First off, I don't think the Idols are that pet. I know they're petty people. I don't think they're that petty to continue to hold this grudge against Johnny Nye for this long. I really don't. I think it's a new grudge that Bowman and Gray have now against Roth. Again, we see Roxy on the flyer in the corner of the Idols. Now, the problem is, though, is she is on all these flyers in the corner of the Idols, and she has yet to be there. So as much as she hates her own husband, she still can't find herself to be across the ring from him yet.
Right.
So is she going to be there? Who knows? But if she does, is she really against her own husband? Is this a huge ploy just to, beat down Johnny Nye? That it's a big question. It's a solid question that was asked, that Laura asked through the written word that somebody else gave her. But only time will tell.
Or is this a ruse to take out Bowman and Gray? Finally.
Oh. Would you
What
be
if-
pissed? Would you be pissed if this was a ruse to take out Joey Roth and Nye join the Idols again?
That I can see as well.
There's so many possibilities. That's what makes wrestling great. That's what makes wrestling so great, is because there are 5 people in this picture, and any one of them can betray the other one so quickly. We've seen issues with Bowman and Gray in matches, and obviously Nye and Roth have their history. Like, there's so much that can happen in this moment between these 5 people, and you do not know until that moment actually truly happens.
I mean, this also could be the final nail in their coffin completely, because you kind of just mentioned it. Gray and Bowman did have an issue when me and, again, Hot Rod Daddy Andy teamed up against those two.
Yeah.
Gray hit Bowman with the bat.
Yeah.
So what? Maybe there's another factor in this that we don't know. Then somebody is actually planning this whole thing to watch the idols implode once and for all.
It's a unique. It's based on how you look at it. I mean, there's no wrong answer, but I mean, like, there's one of 6 different things. I mean, there's a plethora of things that can happen, and it's going to be exciting to see which one truly is. Is this going to be a straight up tag match? Everyone has their back who's supposed to have the back, or is there going to be a betrayal, or could this finally be the end of the idols as we know it? And hopefully, the idolizers too, because they're annoying as fuck.
I was just going to ask that. If the idols completely implode,
yes,
the idolizers, those only 3 members, do they implode as well?
I hope the fucking God is. I hope the answer is yes, 100%.
All right. So we have Maximus Orion, and it's an open challenge for the Rocket to the Top briefcase against we don't know. Now, Maximus wanted to prove himself. Now, Nuke said, if you want to prove yourself, you put the briefcase on the line. Now, against who? I don't know. And judging by the flyer, sometimes I can tell maybe there's an image behind an image. I can't tell who this is. For once, I'm stumped. I don't know who it could be or who it should be. I mean, maybe I'll pull double duty. Who knows? But
this isn't a appointed opponent by Nuke. This is somebody who's willing to step up.
Right.
Okay. If you had outside of you, who do you think would do it? I don't know if the silhouette would give it away, but who do you think it would be?
Ooh.
I mean, based on that silhouette, I would go Sam Knight. I don't think he's gonna go twice in a night. I mean, he could, but
maybe somebody we haven't seen in a while. Christian Rose?
That could also be a possibility. You know, Coyotes haven't been around for quite some time. I mean,
Machine, we have not heard anything about yet.
Yeah, there's no 3 rings mentioned on here, and 3 rings that seem to be consistent in Rocket Pro Wrestling.
Logan, Chris Logan. I mean, he wants to use this as, to finally get back into the swing of things.
That's a possibility. I mean, we know what the main event is. Obviously, we'll cover that, towards the end here. But yeah, I mean, former tag team champion wants an opportunity to get any title he wants at any time. So, yeah, or it could be Nubby.
Maybe. You'll never know.
All right. I like I say double duty because we haven't gotten to your match yet.
I know, and you know what? We'll talk about it right now. I don't have the right picture up because apparently I hit the wrong one. But okay, so we have another tag match. And it's going to be Aaron Arsenal and Victor Wade, the tag team champions. They're defending their tag team titles against a team called Pizza and Beer.
And who is these members of Pizza and Beer, Nubby?
I'm going to tell you who these members are right now. One member happens to be Sean Danger. And the other member happens to be, oh yeah, me.
Tag team. This isn't your first tag team title opportunity, RPW, is it?
Yes, it is.
It is. There you go, brother. God, look at you. Well,
I mean, we earned that shit.
Yeah. What do you know about Arsenal and Wade? What do you know about your opponents?
So I've known Victor Wade for a very long time, actually. We met officially at Pro Championship Wrestling, PCW. He was under a different name at the time, different persona. But then we reconnected in Crash Tested Wrestling, where he was Victor Wade, part of a group called Dominion. Then he decided to take time away from wrestling. You know, it happens. And then he just finally came back. And now he's part of Undeniable, I guess. And he's a tag team champion with Aaron Arsenal. Now, Aaron Arsenal, I only met recently. He's a talented guy. His mustache offends me.
It's a solid mustache, though, bro. I mean,
It's offensive.
You know, the thing is, like, I love westerns, and that kind of brings me back to that nostalgia.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks.
Want to punch him.
He looks like he's gonna chain you to a railroad track, while right away with his cape, and you're yelling for Popeye to come rescue you, or the Lone Ranger, or some shit.
He looks like he belongs in Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, hell yeah.
But I won't take away anything from him. He is a talented dude. I look forward to working with him. I look forward to, taking him by his mustache and tossing him. That would be funny to see, and I would actually do it. The goal is to take those titles.
Yeah. I will say this: never underestimate a man with a scarf.
Yeah.
You find one wrestler who comes out to the ring in a scarf that doesn't show up and show out.
I have met many individuals, or I've seen many individuals with scarves, and they've all showed up and showed out.
It's nutty, right? It's something about the scarf is that's that confidence booster, man. And you don't see you see more scarves in the wrestling business than you see in fucking Midwest winters.
It's true.
But dude, here's the thing, and we talked about it in the other matches, and there's another match still coming up that's undeniable. It's the outside interference that has to be balanced out. I have no doubt that, especially with you and Danger, there's not going to be just two undeniable members at ringside as your opponents. There's going to be more, whether it be Spade, the guys you took out last week, hell, even the champion if he feels up to it. Is Nuke or anyone from the back prepared to step up and be out there for you guys?
I guess we'll find out. Because I don't have the answer. I know, I have an opinion.
What's the opinion?
I mean, just based off the past, I have nobody other than Sean Danger. You think somebody behind a desk is going to come around and make the save? No, I'm not Shelly, so it won't happen. Nuke, maybe now that he has more power and he can do things, he will probably step up a little more. I mean, he's had my back. There was just things he couldn't do. I understood that. But now we're on the same page. And like I said a couple shows ago, when I was GM, he was my go-to guy on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I trust him. I trust him more than a lot of people. So we'll see if he's got something in his back pocket to make sure this stays fair.
You're right, and he does have the possibility or the opportunity to say, "Hey, no outside interference, everyone to the back." He has that. I mean, maybe I don't know what the limitations on with Damian Saint as far as like manager, licensing or whatever it is, but at least Schultz, Michaels, the Careless Hat, DeSafio. I mean, he should have the authority to say, you need to go to the back. If it's just Saint, you guys can overcome just Saint. That's doable. It's the rest of the undeniable that becomes a problem if nobody from the back is willing to step up and help. But I have confidence in you guys. I think you guys can fucking do it. You just gotta get fucking Danger the right amount of fucked up in order for him to fuck up some people.
Yeah. And I'm still figuring out that formula.
I don't know if there's really ever a formula. It's just kind of a luck of a shot. It's just like how many shots are too much shots? You just gotta keep going till you get that Festus bell ringing rage.
What I need to find out is the right amount of alcohol he drank the night or the afternoon he wrestled Damian Gray.
There you go.
That's the Sean Danger I need.
I have to do some research.
Yeah. Where's the research lady at? Oh, damn it. No interns. Now you mentioned Eric Schultz.
Yes.
Now, I don't know where on the card things are happening at this point. But let's say this match happens before the tag match. Could Eric Schultz be unavailable to help out and undeniable because he'll be taking on POWW through his own Wesker.
And that's the scumbag army member I was mentioning that I said, I'm sure there's a plan for him to be around.
Right.
But you
the question
disagree.
is,
Yeah.
I do, because where was he last month when he was in the building? Where was he? He took out Maximus and then he ran.
Fair. That's that's fair. I did not consider what happened last month. I don't know. I think this might be different though. I think if they give a heads up plan, I think they could execute it better.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe POWW, say, listen, you guys got yourself into this situation. You find your way out of it, but I think POWW just wants to fuck some things up. And if he makes, I love Schultz. Huge fan of Schultz and everything he does in the ring. Personality-wise, kind of a douche, but love what he does in the ring. If POWW makes light work of Schultz that night, he may have some more pent-up rage he wants to get out. And yeah, I guess maybe I don't know what his mindset is on Flywheel getting hurt. So, and I suppose I said if I had a monster in the back like POWW, I'd have it as a contingency plan. If hey, listen, we're gonna go into this tag match, and obviously I'm gonna get myself fucked up, but worst comes to worst, I need you out there throwing some shit around. And by shit, I mean people. By people, I mean Freebirds.
Yeah.
So, as I said, I think the possibility of him getting involved may be there. And who does the Freebirds really have right now other than Nuke?
Right.
No,
it's true.
Yeah, they're still new and and all that shit to Rocket Pro. So I mean, I don't know how many friends they made or enemies they made, but
yeah, I just don't see Flywheel getting in there. So maybe there is a method to their madness.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's Flywheel.
there's a fucking plan, bro. He's not getting in that ring.
No, I don't see it.
No.
Drop down leapfrog, brother. I dare you. So now we have for the Zero Gravity Championship, Aaron Stone defending the championship against a returning Jake Painter. We have not seen Jake Painter in a long time. This is the Dream Breaker versus the Backbreaker. Jake likes to break backs.
I don't know if I've ever seen Jake Painter wrestle, but I've seen Stone. And now that we're getting old Stone, I don't care who you put him his way, man. He's gonna fuck some people up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this Jake guy kind of looks like a kid.
He's a young guy.
Is he? Is he wearing the jacket that fucking Prince Charming wears? What the hell is that? Jake Painter. I'm gonna look this guy up.
Yeah, he was in Rocket Pro a few times. He was CSW for a while.
He looks like he could be in the live action fucking Frozen musical.
But yeah, and I've worked with him a little bit, so he'll break shells and backs and stuff.
You know what I love? So I went to his Facebook page. Side note here. So he shared a Rocket Pro. He put a post about Rocket Pro. One picture is his match against Stone. The other one is the pizza and beer sewer slime drink.
Perfect.
And that's all the post is. Are those two fucking pictures? He did share the event too, but in the post and just the post, it's his fucking match and pizza and beer sewer slime. What do you know what the sewer slime is? They show the ingredients in the sewer slime.
So from what I understand, the sewer slime is actually the cup, the name of the cup. But I think because they're gonna have green old style beer to put in. I think that's what it's supposed to be. I'm not 100%. I didn't get the full on thing, but I thought I saw something along the old style green beer, and then you get the cup.
I got you. Okay. I didn't know if it was like a mixed drink with like Midori or something in it.
I didn't
green liqueur.
Oh. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
You're fine. I mean, you're not a big drinker anyway, so how would you know?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't touched my Fireball yet, or I have one, but
I got a bottle of authentic tequila from Mexico. I haven't cracked open yet either. I'm just waiting for
the right moment.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Well, hey, maybe this Saturday will be the right moment when me and Sean Danger take those titles.
That'd be a celebration moment for sure. Yeah. So, I mean, this guy looks fucking like I say he looks like a live action Prince Charming, but I mean, if he's called the back, I'm gonna look up some of his matches. I'm gonna watch one of his matches when we're done recording. I'm kind of curious and see who Aaron Stone's going up against. But again, I'm gonna side with Aaron Stone just because I love the attitude that he's redeveloping here in Rocket Pro Wrestling. IPW may be gone, but IPW Aaron Stone is fucking back. I'm just saying, you know. And when I mean gone, I mean temporarily not happening, not gone forever. So, but man, this is gonna be a good match.
Yeah. Speaking of great matches, the main event, it will be Steve Michaels, the champion, defending his title against number one contender, Marche All Day Rocket.
It's a challenge. Michaels is continuously being challenged, and he's not getting lightweight opponents. He's not getting easy people. He is facing the best of the best that Rocket Pro has, and obviously All Day Marche. I don't know if that Chicago attitude is finding its way to Joliet or not, but I mean he's a threat without it. I don't know, dude. It's again outside involvement. I don't know if Marche is going into solo or not. It's tough.
I mean, attitude aside, you gotta remember, Marche just won a title.
Yeah.
I think he'll want to be Marche 2 belts after this weekend. So maybe this recent championship win at CSW is going to motivate him to take another. And
so he's going to go
up undeniable.
So All Day Marche is going to be all belts Marche?
It could happen.
Could happen. I mean, yeah, never say never. I mean, here's the thing. title reigns come and go. You know, is Michael going to be champion forever? No. Hell, is he going to be champion after Saturday? We don't know. But just like your match, Schultz, the hairless cat, everyone, it's all about the outside interference because that's what the Undeniable do. So
That's all they're good at.
It's what they're exceeding at anyways. But yeah, you know, it's what made them, you know, the briefcase holder holding every title but the one Stone took from Schultz. So we'll see, you know. And here's the thing, and here's a question for you, because I mean, obviously you know the business better than I do. If they lose this heavyweight championship, does the Undeniable crumble, or can they survive without it?
Well, I guess it depends on what happens earlier in the night when Maximus has to defend the briefcase.
Oh, that's true.
Because he said if something happens, he'll cash in to get the belt back for Steve Michaels. But the question is, does Maximus actually think he can beat Marche? Come on, really?
I think the only way that's possible is if Marche beats Steve, Undeniable beats down Marche, and Maximus comes in, hands in the contract, and pins a knocked out Marche Rocket, which is possible.
But well, maybe it still can happen. I was gonna say Maximus has no power to make matches or give titles away. Saint, on the other hand, can make a match right there and then, but Nuke can come out and stop it. So different factors here, and we'll see.
It's a very rocky terrain when it comes to maneuvering yourself through Rocket Pro Wrestling, you know. So it's, I mean, we saw when you were general manager, man. It's like you guys were able to have your own authorities. You couldn't really overpower each other and take away. You could add. It's a little bit different. I mean, Nuke, I think, has total authority to say do whatever he wants. I'm sorry, am I boring you? Am I fucking boring you? Am I? No, I'm just fucking with you, dude. I totally understand.
Oh, you mentioned Damian Saint.
I got you, right? He does. Yeah, it's almost like. Yeah, I get you. I love the dude. I'm sorry. I know you don't like him, but he's never done anything mean to me. He likes me. Yeah, it's gonna be unique. I mean, like I said, it's the championship match is the main event, as it should be. So I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see if Marche walks away with another belt, or if the Undeniables top of the mountain for one more night. So we'll see.
All right. That is Rocket Pro Wrestling this Saturday, March the 1st. Let's go. Shamrock Showdown.
Yeah, definitely one of the longest shows we've had in quite some time, which, I mean, it's to be expected, you know, with all the shows we have to talk about. What's your final thought? Pro wrestling, give me your final thought of the business right now. What's on your mind? What are you freaking thinking?
What am I freaking thinking?
Give me a final freaking thought on what is running through your mind based on the independent scene. Or wrestling in general. That's the independent, you know, whatever.
So, honestly, I was actually going to bring this up, but I'm freaking thinking about comments made on the SCW live stream by by both those idiots.
Wrestling Fan 1 and Stiff Biff.
Well, actually, 4 idiots, I should say. So you mentioned those two who will always hide behind a fucking keyboard.
100%.
They'll never show their faces. I mean, I wish they would, but they won't because they're pussies. Yep, I did. I said it. You're both a couple of pussies that won't show your faces. All you're going to do is keyboard away there. And your opinions don't mean shit if you don't show your face. Now, on to the other two pussies, not as big of a pussy as those other two, but you had Benny Bogus and James Creed, which I really do feel bad for everybody that had to listen to them too the entire time. I do wish I was on the live stream now because the fact that we had to listen to Benny Vargas this whole time was insane. It was nutty, and it was just a disgrace. Those two are talented fucking wrestlers.
Yeah.
I will not take anything away from them. They're more talented than me. I will admit that. I can admit that. But they talk more shit, and they are both liars. Granted, Creed, okay, he beat Jimmy Carrot clean-ish. For once, since he won the title, he's been clean about it. But going forward, neither one of them will win clean. They have yet to actually win honorably. And they will always depend on others to help them, or they'll cheat somehow.
Yeah.
Creed, you are the biggest bitch in this company right now. And you talk all this shit on Facebook about me, but you won't get in the ring with me. You won't put that title on the line. You'll say, oh, you're not worthy and you beat me, blah, 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 blah. If you think you can beat me clean, put the title on the line against me. Make it happen, Golden Boy. You too, Benny Vargas. You think you're the best? Prove it against me. Put it up against me.
Yeah.
See what you got. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for a challenge here. I'm ready for titles. That's what I'm freaking thinking. What are you freaking thinking?
I'm excited that Elimination Chamber is this weekend. The one thing that I am thinking about is actually kind of and I know I say this all the time, a restructure of how we do things. I spoke with Jay, and it kind of dawned on us, and I mentioned this a little bit to you the other day too. The expectations of us being able to cover so many different things in wrestling is not going to happen. Just right now, we can openly admit I'm admitted to you guys right now. Jay's admitted to myself as well. So what we're going to do right now, going forward for the time being, until this becomes a livelihood, this is what we're banking on and shit. For the time being, we're focused on WWE, NXT, TNA. We don't really, I don't cover any New Japan. I don't watch New Japan. I don't know anyone over in New Japan. And we don't watch AEW. Nothing against AEW. I know I should talk AEW a lot. It's just not my thing. I can't get into it. I just can't enjoy it. I did see that Sky Blue is on her way back and should be back soon from ankle injury, which is exciting. But AEW is just not my thing. Ring of Honor, we just don't follow either. So for the time being, ever since TNA has made their agreement with WWE, we're going to focus on WWE, NXT, and TNA. I'm excited about that because the Elimination Chamber is this Saturday, and we're going to see Drew McIntyre win the Elimination Chamber and go on to WrestleMania and beat Cody Rhodes for the title. Predicting it now. Calling it right fucking now. Plus, if I would sit there and tell you, like, hey, you know what's going to be pretty cool? An Elimination Chamber with Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, and John Cena in it. It's 2025. You know? That sounds like some fucking 07 shit. Here we are, 2025.
The chosen one.
Yeah. The thugonomics. Yeah. Straight edge, all that jazz, man. It's insane. But yeah, that's what. Just we're still gonna continue doing the weekend pay-per-view prediction shows and everything, but we're just gonna focus more on NXT, TNA, and WWE. So
yeah. There's just not enough time in the world to
there's
cover
just not.
everything.
Like I said, if this ever becomes a livelihood and this turns into a daily show, and we can talk about New Japan, Ring of Honor, NXT, TNA, AEW, Raw, SmackDown, all the pay-per-views, independent wrestling and shit like that, then yeah, so be it. But there's no way to do it right now, and I'm tired of saying we're going to do it and not delivering on it. So, anything else wrestling related you want to talk about, or?
No, I think we covered everything.
Perfect. Guys, make sure you follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, just by searching Just Freakin' Wrestling and JFW Podcast. Continue to listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to watch the show, you can do so over at the YouTube channel, Just Freakin' Wrestling and JFW Podcast. If you guys do have the notification bell clicked, You just saw that we video dumped a lot of past episodes. I finally got uploaded, so those are now available. If you want to go and watch any previous podcasts and stuff, they are now available. We are up to date on all of our podcast videos. So head over to JFW Podcast over on YouTube, or Just Freakin' Wrestling up on YouTube. If you want to go over to the homepage of our YouTube channel, if you scroll to the bottom, all the shows that we talk about here, the links to their YouTube channels are on there. I think we need to add the more recent ones that we updated on. I think those need to be added, but a majority of them, most of their YouTube channels are linked right there for you guys to find them conveniently if you want to do so. That's all I got.
I believe we can ring that bell on this episode.
Perfect. As always, I'm Travis C.
And I am the Faction Slayer, Nubby, the Amazing Turtle, Cowabunga.
And thank you for listening to the episode of Just Freakin' Wrestling, the JFW Podcast.